So even though we're halfway through the college football season, we can't forget about recruiting, because one of the nation's top recruits, five-star defensive back, the #1 cornerback in the nation, and top 5 player regardless of position, Cormani McClain, has announced he'll be making his college decision October 27th. Today, we need to break down the top 3 and talk about where each of these institutions sit and break down everything in between. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no, and considering 2 of the 3 institutions in Cormani McClain's top 3 are in the state of Florida, and McClain is from the state of Florida, do you believe he stays home and plays his collegiate football in Florida? Can't wait to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it, and if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below, as those interactions are massive. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And if you've been around the channel before, you've probably heard me talk about recruiting battles similar to this, where no matter where you turn, it's a heavyweight recruiter. And I love battles such as these, especially for these 5-star prospects, because it's so exciting to sit back and watch. And when you look at this, Miami, Alabama, Florida, all sending heavyweight recruiters, and we can start with Florida, where Florida is sending Corey Raymond. And if you've at all paid attention to recruiting over the past few years, you've probably heard of Corey Raymond. Corey Raymond is an individual that can walk in any living room in the nation and you feel very good about your chances of landing that prospect. He's someone that when he was with LSU was able to get in 5-star defensive back after 5-star defensive back after 5-star defensive back, develop them, and send them to the NFL. And LSU has always been a proud institution, but he was able to continue the DBU moniker that they so proudly claimed. Corey Raymond is that dude, and anytime he's recruiting someone, you better watch out, because he's got the ability to win that battle, develop them, and send them to the NFL. And these prospects, they know that. They grew up watching the DBs he coached. So Corey Raymond is that dude. But then you look at the Alabama Crimson Tide, and we know, of course, Nick Saban being a defensive back savant. We're going to talk about that, but you look further, and there's Travaris Robinson, someone who has ties to the state of Florida, but also, like Corey Raymond, has got a laundry list of dudes he's recruited, developed, and sent to the NFL. And if you're a prospect, once again, you've watched these guys. You know exactly what Travaris Robinson offers. Then you mix that with Nick Saban, someone who defensive backs and Nick Saban have been synonymous for quite some time. That's a really tough offer to say no to, especially the prospect of being coached by both of those individuals. So anytime you see Alabama recruiting a defensive back, and you know Nick Saban's going to be involved, and you know Travaris Robinson's going to be involved, you watch, because those are 2 heavyweight recruiters. And then finally, you get Miami. And we can talk about Mario Cristobal. We know what an elite recruiter he is, but then you look at the position coach, and you have DeMarcus Van Dyke. And even though he might not be as known as Travaris Robinson or Corey Raymond, please do not let that fool you. This is a guy you need to keep your eye on, because here in the coming years, his name is going to be heard and mentioned more and more and more, and you need to familiarize yourself with him, because this is another individual that can walk into this living room and really feel like he has all it takes to pull Cormani McClain in. This is a recruiting battle I've been watching closely for quite some time, because first and foremost, we need to talk about what Cormani McClain offers, and he is a phenomenally gifted defensive back. Someone that is natural at the position, someone that is going to go to a collegiate strength and conditioning program and really boom, in my opinion. I think the sky is the limit for his talents, and wherever he goes, each of these institutions is going to be very lucky to first and foremost be considered, but secondly, to try and land McClain, because he's a guy that could contribute year 1 at every one of these institutions, and that's saying something. Cormani McClain hails from the state of Florida, and 2 of the 3 institutions talked about are in the state of Florida. So it is going to be tough for Alabama to lift McClain out of Florida, but one thing we do know about Alabama recruiting is that they can recruit anywhere, and you can never count out the Crimson Tide, especially whenever they have a cornerback coach such as Travaris Robinson to go along with Nick Saban. You can't ever count them out, but at the same time, if you asked me right now which institution I felt like had the best chance, it would probably be Florida. Anytime you have Corey Raymond knocking on doors, that is powerful. I mean, that's extremely powerful. This dude has got lists of guys he's recruited, developed, and sent to the NFL, so whenever he knocks, you listen. And even though every single recruiter that's going to be talking to Cormani McClain has got a laundry list of dudes they've recruited, developed, and sent to the league, Corey Raymond's name has been synonymous with defensive back success for quite some time. Like I said, someone that really helped LSU continue that DBU moniker they so proudly claim. This is going to be a really fun battle to watch. I can't wait to see where he ends up going, and I can't wait to see what he does once he gets to the next level. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this. That's it. See ya.